Hello dear student, today we study the inner sphere reaction mechanism. It is an electron transfer redox reaction. For inner sphere reaction mechanism, we discuss the condition of inner sphere mechanism. There are generally three conditions used for the inner sphere reaction mechanism, in which first one is bridge ligand. The bridge ligand is the ligand which is having generally a negative charge on it. In addition to it, we are considered a carbonyl ligand also and a conjugated group ligand also. Such a ligand when present in your complex, then the complex shows a inner sphere reaction mechanism, or it goes through inner sphere mechanism. The second condition for the inner sphere mechanism is labile complex. The complex should be labile, means if there is two complex is there, out of two complex, one complex at least should be labile. Then third condition for the inner sphere reaction mechanism is if both the complex is just look like an inert, it must contain a coordinatively unsaturated ligand. So what do you mean by coordinatively unsaturated ligand? Means what? If our ligand contains the, suppose our complex is octahedral, it contains generally a 6 ligand. It's a necessary condition for the octahedral complex. But if the ligand contains the 5, if the complex contains the 5 ligand, in case of 6 ligand, then such a complex are called as the coordinatively unsaturated ligand complexes. Okay, so the important step which is involved into the inner sphere reaction mechanism is if ligand transfer occur through one complex to another. Generally in this case, the ligand of one complex is transferred from one complex to another complex. This transfer of ligand is may or may not be occur in some condition. So next point related to it is if ligand transfer is generally occur through sigma to sigma star or Eg to Eg. Generally we already seen that the electron is transferred from reductant to oxidant. If such a condition is observed in inner sphere reaction mechanism, such a reaction rate is very fast. Next is faster the rate if bridging ligand has a conjugation or unsaturation in it. If our complex contains the bridging ligand or there is presence of conjugation, then rate of reaction of such a complexes is very fast as compared to other one. So let us begin with there are generally two types of mechanism in the inner sphere. First one is the inner sphere mechanism without ligand transfer, and second one is the inner sphere mechanism with ligand transfer. So let us begin with the inner sphere mechanism without ligand transfer. Let us consider the example of iridium Cl6 2- and chromium H2O6 2+. So these are the two complexes. That complex in the iridium Cr6, this complex is belonging, or the metal ion which is belonging to the 4d and 5 series, and therefore such complexes are inert. The system of this particular metal is D5. How it is D5? It is a D9 system, and from D9 we are removing the 4 electron and we are getting the 5d system. Okay, then next is here the Cl- ion is present as an ligand and which can act as a bridge ligand. So this complex is having the sufficient condition, or it follow the necessary condition of inner sphere mechanism. In the next complex CrH2O6 2+, that is chromium, it is a D4 system. In this particular case, the water molecule is act as a weak field ligand. So here the one electron is present in Eg orbital and therefore it is a labile complexes. So second condition of inner sphere mechanism, it should be completed. as we already seen in that labile complex should be present out of the two. Next is when water molecule, generally the electron transfer get occur from lower oxidations to higher oxidation state. Here chromium in +2 oxidation state and iridium in +4 oxidation state. So in removal of water molecule is obtained here, and we are getting a generation of Cl5 iridium chlorine here acting as an bridging ligand between the two complexes, and there is generation of a precursor complex, that is Cl5 iridium Cl chromium H2O5. So the total charge which is present on the complex is 0. How it is 0? Because here in the first complex the charge on the complex is -2 and in second it is +2. So both them are get cancelled and we are getting the complex is in 0 oxidation state. So first step is generation of a precursor complex. Then next is what? Electron transfer. So generally the electron transfer is occurred from the lower oxidations to higher oxidation state. In this particular complex, chromium having the +2 oxidation state, and therefore electron are easily transferred from chromium to iridium. So we are getting the transfer of electron. After transfer of electron, we are getting a successor complex. The successor complex is Cl5 iridium Cl chromium H2O5. Total charge is 0. Here the charge on the chromium, electron is transferred from the chromium and therefore it accumulates +3 charge, and there is gain of electron from the iridium and therefore it carry the +3 oxidation state. So in this particular complex, iridium is more inert because its system get changes to D5 to D6, and in the second 3-3 system it is acting as an inert complexes. So after water molecule or hydrolysis of such a complex is get occurred, we are having iridium Cl6 -3 charge and chromium H2O6 +3. Okay, so this is nothing but the mechanism of the inner sphere mechanism without ligand transfer. In this condition, only electron get transferred from one metal to another, and there is no transfer of any ligand from one complex to another. So next is inner sphere mechanism with ligand transfer. So in this case, we are considering the example of CONH35Cl in +2 state plus CrH2O6 2+. When hydrolysis of such a complex is carried out in the acidic medium, we are getting a precursor complex NH35COCl CrH2O5. Total charge of the complex is +4. In this particular case, chlorine is acting as an bridging ligand. Okay, so why this particular two complexes is gone through the inner sphere mechanism. See here, in the first case the complex is having the D6 system, in the second case the complex is having the D4 system. Here the ligand attached is high spin and therefore complex is labile. So one of the complex should possesses the labileness, therefore this mechanism is inner sphere. Next is there is presence of a bridging ligand like chloride. Okay, so this particular complex is undergoing the inner sphere mechanism. So there is generation of a precursor complex. After generation of a precursor complex, that complex is converted into a successor complex with the transfer of electron. Again here the chromium having the +2 charge and cobalt having the +3 charge. Obviously the electron transfer is occur from chromium to cobalt. So after transferring the electron, the chromium carry the +3 oxidation state and cobalt carrying the +2 oxidation state. Therefore the system of the cobalt is D7 and the system of the chromium is D13. 3. Here the cobalt complex is labile and the chromium complex is inert. Okay, therefore the complex, it changes from first complex is inert, it get converted into labile. Second complex is labile, it get converted into inert. So student, we are getting the breaking of the complex from here because it is an labile complex. So we are getting CO NH3 H2O in +2 oxidation state plus Cr H2O5 Cl in +2 oxidation state. After hydrolysis of this particular labile complexes, we are having CO H2O6 2 plus and Cr H2O5 Cl 2 plus. Here the one step is more as compared to that of the inner sphere mechanism of without ligand transfer. Here the transfer of ligand is occur from one complex to another. See here in the first case there is presence of Cl. It get transferred from this to chromium containing complexes. So I hope you are clear with this concept of inner sphere mechanism without ligand transfer and with ligand transfer. So now we study the next example from the inner sphere mechanism is COCN5 3 minus and FeCN6 3 minus. You already know how to find out the system. Here the system for the cobalt is D7 and system for the iron is D5. This complex is acting as an labile and this complex is acting as an inert. Okay, so next is how the inner sphere mechanism is occur, or which type of inner sphere mechanism is it. Okay, so see here in this particular case Fe is having the oxidation state +3 and cobalt is having the oxidation state +2. Okay, so the electron is transferred from cobalt to iron because its oxidation state is 3 and its oxidation state is +2. Generally the electron is transferred from lower oxidation state to higher oxidation state. After transfer of electron, we are having the COCN5 2 minus and FeCN6 in +4 oxidation state. Here the system of cobalt is D6, at start it is D7, and after transfer of electron the system of the iron is D5 and here the system of the iron is D6. So in both the condition, first complex is converted into labile to inert and second complex is converted to inert to inert. So if there is change is occur, suppose labile convert into inert and in second complex also inert get converted into labile, then and then there is hydrolysis of the inner sphere reaction is occur. So in this particular case such a reaction is there is no transfer of ligand is occur and therefore such a reaction are without ligand transfer reaction. So I hope you are clear all the concept of the with ligand complex with ligand transfer reaction and without ligand transfer reaction. So let us begin with how the attack of the ligand is occur into the inner sphere mechanism. So let us consider the two reaction. First attack is adjacent attack and second attack is remote attack. In the first case we are consider a general example, metal chloride bond is reacted with the M dash, that is another metal, and we are getting the metal chloride metal. Here the electron of the chloride get attack on this metal atom and therefore it is an adjacent attack. The adjacent attack, the ligand is follow is NH2 minus, OH minus and halogen shows this type of attack. If your complex containing such a type of ligand, then it shows the adjacent attack to the inner sphere mechanism. Next is if we are considering the metal and cyanide ligand and it get attack on the another metal, here the nitrogen atom carry the negative charge and the chloride electron are involved, so carbon electron are involved into the formation of the metal carbon bond. Okay, so here we are getting the remote attack, because the electron or the charge of the nitrogen is somewhat far away from the metal atom, and therefore we are getting the remote attack, and we are having the NCNM dash. Sometime we can write the Cn in form of the Nc, but here we are writing in the proper form, that is nothing but the Cn. Okay, the ligand which follow the remote attack was cyanide. Cyanide is purely generate a remote attack, while the NO2 minus or thiocyanide shows the remote as well as adjacent attack, because they are bidentate. Why they are bidentate? Because here nitrogen also attack and oxygen also attack, and we are getting the isomerization of the two product. This part we are seen in the latter part. Next is thiocyanide. Thiocyanide also have the two attacking site, that is nitrogen N minus and sulfur, that is the lone pair is involved in the reaction mechanism. When nitrogen is involved into the reaction mechanism, then such a attack is through the remote attack, and we are having the different mechanism. While suppose sulfur is involved into the reaction mechanism, then attack is occur through the adjacent attack, and therefore we are getting the another product, and we are having the two product. One is more predominant as compared to the other one. So let us see the another example of the inner sphere mechanism. Here we are considering the CONH3 thiocyanide in +2 oxidation state and CrH2O6 in +2 oxidation state. Again, in first case the system is D6, and in second case the system is +4. If our complex is belonging to the D6 and D4 and 3D or 4D series, then the complex is acting as an inert complexes. In this case the complex is acting as an labile complexes, because it is an weak field ligand. The chromium having the +2 oxidation state, in this particular case the cobalt having the +3 oxidation state. So this complex having the two type of attack. First one is the remote attack and second one is the adjacent attack. Why this is a inert sphere mechanism? Because you know very well that CSCN, that is thiocyanide, is having the negative charge, and therefore it acting as a bridging ligand, and second complex is labile. Both the complexes follow the necessary condition of inner sphere mechanism. So let us begin with which type of attack is there, and we are getting the which type of product. Remote attack. Removal of water molecule. After removal of water molecule, we are having a precursor complex, that is NH3 CrH2O5 4+. See here, the nitrogen should be attached to the chromium and sulfur should be attached to the cobalt. So here the bridging ligand is thiocyanide and attacking site is what? Nitrogen. Now after generation of the precursor complex, there is transfer of electron get occurred from the chromium to the cobalt, and we are getting a successor complex. That successor complex in which chromium lost their electron, therefore it get having a +3 oxidation state, and cobalt gain the electron, it get having the oxidation state +2. System of the cobalt is D7 and system of the chromium is D3. So the complex which is having the more than D6 system, it is acting as an labile complexes, and the complex which is in D3, it is acting as an inert complex. After generation of the successor complex, there is transfer of ligand is occur from one complex to another. So where the bond get break from chromium and nitrogen, it is an inert complex, therefore it is not facilitated. In the second condition, the cobalt and sulfur bond is weaker and the complex is labile, therefore bond get break here, and we are having NH3 COH2O2+. Another is NCS chromium H2O5 2+. One more condition you are remaining here, the nitrogen should be attached to chromium and not to the sulfur. Therefore we are getting the 70% yield out of the other complexes. After that, there is hydrolysis of the other complexes. There is loss of ammonia molecule and we are getting CONH2O6 2 plus along with 5 NH3 radical. This is all about the remote attack. Then you should focus on the another, that is adjacent attack. In the adjacent attack we are consider the attack should be from the sulfur lone pair and we are having the isomer of the first complex, that is nothing but the CrH2O5 SCS in the +2 oxidation state along with COH2O6 2 plus. So student, you have to know that the particular case in the bidentate ligand, the ligand which is attacking the negative charge is having the remote attack and the ligand which is of the attacking to the lone pair is acting as an adjacent attack. The ammonia molecule or water molecule does not show such a type of attack in the inner sphere mechanism. So this is all about the inner sphere reaction mechanism. So dear student, this is the another example from the inner sphere reaction mechanism is NH3 ruthenium having a bidentate ligand in +3 oxidation state. So here in the first case it follow the bridging ligand and that bridging ligand, therefore the obviously the reaction mechanism is inner sphere reaction mechanism. So the first complex is inner sphere mechanism complex because it having a bridging complex. In the second condition CrH2O6 plus and if they are reacted with each other, we are getting a precursor complex NH3 ruthenium in +3 oxidation state. System is D5 for the ruthenium is, then the chromium get attacked to the oxygen lone pair and we are having a precursor complex. Here the chromium is in +2 oxidation state and ruthenium is in +3 oxidation state. Therefore obviously electron get transferred from chromium to ruthenium. The total oxidation state of the complex is +5. Then there is transfer of electron is occur from chromium to ruthenium and we are getting the NH3 ruthenium in +2 oxidation state and chromium in +3 oxidation state. After that, there is no hydrolysis occur because there is no group transfer is occur because the complex is inert and necessary condition for the transfer of electron is because transfer of group is what? Both the complex should change their nature. If the complex is inert and it get converted into inert, then there is no transfer of ligand. But if the condition is occur is if complex is inert converted into labile and labile get converted into inert, then in such a condition we can having a transfer of ligand from one complex to another. So if do you have any problem regarding this topic, you can ask into the discussion forum. Thank you.